5 seconds to go. Miss Nisi Jain, Additional Public Prosecutor, accepts notice on behalf of respondent state and submits that respondent number 2 present in the court is complainant oblique first informant of the FIR in question, and she has been identified to be so by SI Jagdish on the basis of identity proof produced by her stove. Respondent number 2 present in the court submits that the dispute between the parties has been amicably resolved via aforesaid settlement and terms thereof have been fully acted upon, and that divorce by mutual consent has been already granted by the family court on 9th April 2014. Stop. Respondent number 2 affirms the contents of aforesaid settlement and of her affidavit of 27th May 2015 supporting this petition, and submits that now no dispute with petitioner survives, and so the proceedings arising out of the FIR in question be brought to an end. Stop. Next para. In Gyan Singh versus State of Punjab within bracket 2012 10 SCC 303, Apex Court has recognized that need of amicable resolution of disputes in cases like the instant one by observing that, in other words, the High Court must consider whether it would be unfair or contrary to the interest of justice to continue with the criminal proceedings, or continuation of criminal proceedings would tantamount to abuse of process of law despite settlement and compromise between the victim and the wrongdoer, and whether to secure the ends of the justice it is appropriate that criminal case is put to an end, and if the answer is to the above question is in the affirmative, the High Court shall be well within its jurisdiction to quash the criminal proceedings. Stop. The aforesaid dictum stands reiterated by the Apex Court in a recent judgment in Narendra Singh versus State of Punjab within bracket 2014 6 SCC 466. Stop. The pertinent observations of the Apex Court in Narendra Singh are that, in view of the aforesaid discussion, we sum up and lay down the following principles by which the High Court would be guided in giving adequate treatment to the settlement between the parties and exercising its power under section 482 of the Code while accepting the settlement and quashing the proceedings, or refusing to accept the settlement with direction to continue with the criminal proceedings. Stop. Power conferred under section 482 of the Code is to be distinguished from the power which lies in the court to compound the offences under section 320 of the Code. Stop. No doubt, under section 482 of the Code, the High Court has inherent power to quash the criminal proceedings. Stop. Next para, next dictation. Similarly, for the offences alleged to have been committed under special statutes like the Prevention of Corruption Act, or the offences committed by public servants while working in the capacity, or are not to be quashed merely on the basis of compromise between the victim and the offenders. Stop. Those cases where the settlement is arrived at immediately after the alleged commission of offence and the matter is still under investigation, the High Court may be liberal in accepting the settlement to quash the criminal proceedings investigation stop. It is because of the reason that at this stage the investigation is still on and even the charge sheet has not been filed stop. Likewise, those cases where the charge is framed but the evidence is yet to start or the evidence is still at infancy stage, the High Court can show benevolence in exercising its power favorably, but after prima facie assessment of the circumstances material mentioned above stop. On the other hand, where the prosecution evidence is almost complete or after the conclusion of the evidence, the matter is at the stage of argument, normally the High Court should refrain from exercising its power under Section 482 of the Code, as in such cases the trial court would be in a position to decide the case finally on merits and to come to a conclusion as to whether the offence under Section 307 IPC is committed or not. Similarly, in those cases where the conviction is already recorded by the trial court and the matter is at the appellate stage before the High Court, mere compromise between the parties would not be a ground to accept the same, resulting in acquittal of the offender who has already been convicted by the trial court stop. Here, charge is proved under Section 307 IPC and conviction is already recorded of a heinous crime, and therefore there is no question of sparing a convict found guilty of such a crime. Stop. Next para. Since the subject matter of this FIR is essentially matrimonial, which now stands mutually and amicably settled between parties, therefore continuance of proceedings arising out of the FIR in question would be an exercise in futility. Stop. Accordingly, this petition is allowed and FIR number 282/2013 under sections 498A/406 of IPC registered at police station Dwarka within bracket sector 23, Delhi, and the proceedings emanating therefrom are quashed qua petitioner. Stop. Mr. Naveen Sharma, additional public prosecutor, accepts notice on behalf of respondent state, and Miss Suman Chauhan, advocate, accepts notice on behalf of respondent number 2. Stop.